This is Roger Struckoff with Cloud Expo TV, day 2 at Cloud Expo, the 23rd International Cloud Expo here in Santa Clara, California. I'm joined right now by CONOR DELANBANQUE with MThree Consulting. Now, they have a podcast that talks about durable DevOps, and they were so desperate they actually had me on the podcast earlier, and I had a great conversation with some of the folks there and all the issues that come up. It's really fascinating stuff because this company is not only dealing with technological change, but also cultural change. And a key to this is educating and maintaining durable DevOps. And that's all I have to say, so that's the interview. No, anyway, thank you so much for joining. Tell me if I got it right, and then really explain about what you do and what the company does.
Firstly, thanks, Roger, and thanks for having me on the TV show here. So yeah, from our perspective, as well as the podcast, which is discussing durable DevOps, and for us that means building IT infrastructure as well as people and processes that essentially are scalable and won't be broken. So that's kind of the podcast piece. And in terms of what we do as a business, we are focusing on training emerging talent. So spending a period of time with junior folks directly out of universities, upskilling them on everything from DevOps through to software development and production support. And then from there, we're basically getting them roles on site with clients and then converting them to full-time employees in the long run.
I think I looked an overview of this program. It's pretty intense. What was it, like 10 modules, and there was all sorts of stuff in there. And also, are you focusing on financial services?
So yeah, there's a large amount of modules as well. So they're going through the full stack engineering, encompassing DevOps track that we run. That's going to be 8 weeks of tons of different pieces of work they go through. And yeah, we've historically been with financial services, but actually we've scaled that a lot as well. So now it's healthcare, it's insurance, you kind of name it. We'll probably be working with clients in that space.
Yeah, it's interesting because financial services, well, you have offices in London and New York, for example, an emphasis there. That's clear. That's a big industry there. They tend to be the most aggressive, and it seems like if you've got some experience in training people, equipping them, and getting them employed in that business, even though there's other challenges in other businesses, it seems like you're ready to go into healthcare and all the other places.
Yeah, so that's one of the first things we address. So when we're training people, it's not just learn this tool, learn this technology. It means how does the professional world work? How is enterprise financial services? Because it's going to be different to learning computer science at university. So for us, setting them up for success so that the client can get ROI very quickly, and that the junior person is able to feel confident very quickly as well.
And then they're just thrown right into, the thing is about cloud and cloud operations is it's not only complex, it's ever evolving. I mean, so again, you mentioned durable. So you must have this training must sort of teach them how to act and how to exist, not just pure knowledge.
That's correct. So that's the cultural piece, right? So you've probably heard over and over again, certain companies and certain people are adopting maybe the best technologies, but they're not embracing the right processes or the cultural changes that come with it. So for us, if we can instill this fresh new mindset from the start with these junior folks, we find that they're able to hit the ground running very quickly. And even though I don't want them to displace more senior people, because no one wants people to go, but sometimes I find that they're challenging their senior peers because they haven't got this, oh, it's not broke, don't fix it mindset. They're just the young, fresh energy that they can bring to things. I think it's very positive.
I was young once, and thank you. And there were an older generation, and some of these folks were great, and some of them weren't. And I remember thinking, one of these days I'm going to be one of those people, and I hope that I'm flexible when I am to get there. So, like you say, it's not really replacing people per se, but today's competitive environments, it seems to me, every organization and every business needs to challenge itself. It needs to be aware that this is not yesterday. Things are moving very quickly.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with that statement. It's a case of bring challenging new ways of doing things to the table, and that's what we are trying to find people and then train them that have a learning mindset. Continuous learning is the key. So to us, we don't really care about the specific technology or the tool. We think, how do you solve a problem? How do you listen to the people around you? And then when you know something, how do you help others learn that same thing?
So you have a fairly high standard. I'm thinking that you mentioned how you find people. Do you find people with the help of your clients, for example? Or how does this process work to make sure you get people that can really handle what you're delivering and then what they're going to face?
Yeah, so we actually have a 7-step process to even get in the door working with us. So certain things, minimum standards in terms of your GPA, your qualifications. Then it will be things like, personality screening. There'll be psychometric tests, coding tests, technical interviews. Then you spend your 8 weeks on site learning with us. And then if you get through all of that, then you go and start working with the client.
Magnificent. How do people find you, your company? How do they find the podcast? How do they learn more about what you're doing today and what you'll be doing tomorrow?
So me personally, I'm CONOR DELANBANQUE on LinkedIn. I'm at CONOR DevOps on Twitter. MThreeConsulting.com is the company website. We're also on Twitter and on LinkedIn. And our podcast, Durable DevOps, will be launched on iTunes, SoundCloud, and the various other the various other podcast locations you could imagine as well.
There you go. It's easy. Not what they do is, but it's easy to find them. And when you get in, it's not going to be easy, but it's going to be worth it. Conor, thanks so much for joining us. Thanks for watching. For Cloud Expo TV, this is Roger Struckoff.